Welcome to Life Lessons. In today's video, we're exploring 10 Buddhism teachings for inner peace, offering wisdom that can help you navigate life with calmness, clarity, and resilience. In a world filled with stress, expectations, and uncertainties, finding peace within yourself is more important than ever. But what if inner peace isn't something you have to chase? What if it's already within you, waiting to be cultivated? Buddhism provides timeless guidance on how to detach from negativity, embrace gratitude, and free yourself from unnecessary suffering. These teachings remind us that peace is not found in controlling the outside world but in mastering our inner state. Whether it's learning to accept impermanence, practicing mindfulness, or letting go of resentment, every lesson we'll cover in this video is designed to help you shift your perspective and find a deeper sense of balance. Each of these teachings offers a powerful key to emotional freedom, helping you break free from attachment, ease anxiety, and face life's challenges with wisdom. And the best part? You don't have to be a Buddhist to benefit from these principles. They are universal truths that anyone can apply. If you find value in today's video, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to Life Lessons to continue this journey of growth. Now, let's dive into the wisdom that can transform your mindset and bring lasting inner peace. Lesson 1: Accepting Impermanence. One of the most fundamental teachings in Buddhism is impermanence, the truth that everything in life changes. Nothing lasts forever, from our emotions and relationships to our circumstances. We often try to hold on to good moments and resist unwanted changes, but in reality, everything is temporary. Understanding and accepting impermanence helps reduce suffering, ease anxiety, and allow us to live more fully. Why impermanence matters. When we forget the transient nature of life, we set ourselves up for disappointment. We expect stability, that happiness will last forever, that people will never change, and that life will always be predictable. But reality doesn't work that way. Think back to times when you felt sad because something ended, a friendship, a job, or even joyful moments from the past. If you constantly dwell on what's lost, you remain stuck in the past. But by accepting impermanence, you realize that everything comes and goes naturally. When one door closes, another opens, bringing new experiences and opportunities. Letting go of control and learning to accept. We often want control over life, to ensure things go our way. But when change happens unexpectedly, we feel anxious and frustrated. Instead of resisting change, embrace acceptance. A simple way to practice this is focusing on the present moment. Rather than worrying about the future or regretting the past, appreciate what's happening right now. When drinking tea, savor the warmth and aroma. When talking with a loved one, truly listen instead of thinking about what's next. This practice helps you enjoy life without being consumed by things outside your control. Impermanence helps us appreciate life more. When you understand that everything changes, you naturally appreciate the present. Instead of complaining about imperfections, you learn to be grateful for what exists now. For example, instead of fearing that you might lose a loved one one day, cherish the time you have with them today. Instead of worrying about failure, embrace learning and growth. Accepting impermanence not only helps you face challenges but also deepens gratitude for the present moment. Accepting impermanence doesn't mean giving up, it means living more fully without being attached to fixed expectations. When you embrace change, you free yourself from unnecessary suffering. You no longer fear the unknown or cling to the past. Live mindfully, welcome life's changes. Lesson 2: Living mindfully. In today's fast-paced world, it's easy to get caught up in worries about the future or regrets about the past. We rush from task to task, constantly distracted, rarely stopping to appreciate the present. Mindfulness is the practice of being fully present in each moment, observing life as it unfolds without judgment or unnecessary attachment. Buddhism teaches that mindfulness is key to achieving inner peace, reducing stress, and gaining a deeper connection with ourselves and the world around us. What is mindfulness? Mindfulness is simply the act of paying attention to the present moment with full awareness. It means fully experiencing life as it happens, without letting our minds drift into anxieties, regrets, or distractions. For example, when drinking a cup of tea, instead of gulping it down while scrolling through your phone, you can take a moment to truly savor its warmth, taste, and aroma. Many assume mindfulness requires hours of meditation, but in reality, it can be practiced in everyday activities: walking, eating, listening, working, or even washing dishes. Mindfulness is less about sitting still and more about being present in everything you do. The benefits of mindfulness. Practicing mindfulness brings profound mental, emotional, and even physical benefits. 1. Reduces stress and anxiety. When you focus on the present, you stop worrying about things outside your control, lowering stress levels. 2. Improves concentration and clarity. By paying full attention to what you are doing, you enhance productivity and make better decisions. 3. Boosts emotional balance. Mindfulness helps you regulate emotions, preventing impulsive reactions and unnecessary frustration. 4. Strengthens relationships. When you actively listen to others with presence, conversations become more meaningful and connections deepen. How to incorporate mindfulness into daily life. Mindfulness doesn't require drastic changes. You can start with small habits that bring awareness to your daily routine. 1. Practice mindful breathing. Whenever you feel overwhelmed, pause and focus on your breath. Notice the rhythm of each inhale and exhale, allowing yourself to relax. 2. Eat without distractions. Rather than mindlessly eating while watching TV or scrolling, take a moment to appreciate the texture, flavors, and nourishment of your meal. 3. Slow down your daily actions. Whether it's brushing your teeth or walking to work, move at a steady pace instead of rushing, fully experiencing each movement. 4. Check in with yourself. Throughout the day, ask yourself, am I present, or is my mind wandering? A quick mental reset can bring you back to the moment. Mindfulness is a simple yet transformative practice that allows us to live more intentionally. By training our minds to focus on the present, we gain clarity, reduce stress, and embrace life more fully. You don't need a quiet retreat or complex techniques. Just start with small moments of awareness, and over time, mindfulness will become second nature. As you practice daily, you'll find yourself experiencing deeper joy, appreciation, and inner peace in all aspects of life. And find joy in the present. It's the key to lasting inner peace. Lesson 3. Letting go of attachments. One of the core teachings of Buddhism is detachment, the practice of letting go of attachments that create suffering. Attachments come in many forms: material possessions, relationships, success, or even ideas about how life should be. While it's natural to form emotional bonds, excessive attachment leads to disappointment, stress, and fear of loss. Learning to release attachment allows us to experience life more freely and peacefully. Why attachment leads to suffering. At the heart of Buddhism is the understanding that everything is impermanent. Yet, we often cling tightly to people, possessions, and circumstances, believing they will remain unchanged. When life inevitably shifts, relationships end, plans fall apart, material wealth fades, we experience pain because we refuse to accept reality. Think about times when you've held on to something too tightly: a relationship, a job, or a specific dream. The more attached you were, the more painful it was when things didn't go as expected. Buddhism teaches that attachment itself is the source of suffering, not the event that occurs. By loosening our grip and accepting life's natural changes, we reduce unnecessary emotional distress. Detachment doesn't mean indifference. Many people misunderstand detachment as coldness or apathy, but true detachment isn't about shutting off emotions, it's about experiencing life without clinging. You can love deeply without fearing loss. You can pursue goals without obsessing over results. You can appreciate people and experiences while knowing they are temporary. Detachment allows you to engage with life fully without placing unhealthy expectations on outcomes. Instead of resisting change, you flow with it, finding peace in whatever comes and goes. How to practice letting go. Letting go of attachments takes practice, but small daily actions can help cultivate this mindset. 1. Accept impermanence. Remind yourself that everything in life is temporary. Embrace change rather than fear it. 2. Shift perspective on material possessions. Instead of valuing things based on ownership, appreciate them for their usefulness and beauty in the moment. 3. Release expectations. Instead of expecting people or situations to be a certain way, allow them to be as they are. 4. Practice mindfulness. By staying present, you avoid attaching yourself to thoughts about the past or future. Letting go doesn't mean losing, it means gaining freedom from unnecessary suffering. By embracing detachment, you create space for peace, resilience, and deeper joy in life. Buddhism reminds us that we can appreciate and enjoy life without clinging to it, and that is the path to true inner peace. Lesson 4. Cultivating compassion and forgiveness. Compassion and forgiveness are fundamental teachings in Buddhism that help us overcome suffering and cultivate inner peace. Holding on to resentment or anger burdens the heart, while practicing kindness and forgiveness frees us emotionally. By choosing compassion, we not only improve our own well-being but also contribute positively to the world around us. Why compassion matters. Buddhism teaches that suffering is universal. Every person you meet is facing their own struggles. Understanding this allows us to approach others with empathy instead of judgment. When we view others with kindness, we build deeper connections, reduce conflict, and experience greater emotional harmony. Compassion isn't just about how we treat others, it's also about how we treat ourselves. Many of us are our own harshest critics, dwelling on mistakes and failures. Learning self-compassion is just as important as being kind to others. When you forgive yourself, you create space for growth rather than guilt. The power of forgiveness. Forgiveness does not mean condoning bad actions or forgetting harm done. It means choosing to release anger and resentment so they no longer control your emotions. Holding on to grudges often hurts you more than the person who wronged you. Imagine carrying a heavy stone everywhere you go. Resentment is like that burden. The moment you choose to forgive, you put the stone down, freeing yourself from unnecessary weight. Forgiveness is not about them, it's about your own peace. How to cultivate compassion and forgiveness. 1. Practice empathy. Try to understand why people act the way they do. Often, hurtful actions stem from pain, insecurity, or misunderstanding. 2. Let go of grudges. Ask yourself, is holding on to this anger helping me, or is it holding me back? 3. Develop self-compassion. Speak to yourself with the same kindness you would offer a friend. Mistakes are opportunities to learn, not reasons for shame. 4. Meditate on kindness. Visualize sending warmth and peace to yourself and others, even those who have hurt you. Compassion and forgiveness are not always easy, but they are powerful tools for inner peace. Choosing kindness doesn't make you weak, it makes you strong. When you release anger and replace it with understanding, you create a life of emotional freedom and harmony. Start today, be gentle with yourself, practice kindness toward others, and experience the peace that comes with letting go. Lesson 5. Mastering emotions without letting them control you. Emotions are a natural and essential part of being human. They give meaning to our experiences, connect us with others, and help us navigate life's ups and downs. However, letting emotions control your decisions and reactions can lead to unnecessary suffering. Buddhism teaches us that by observing and understanding our emotions rather than being consumed by them, we can maintain inner peace and approach life with greater clarity. Why emotions shouldn't control you. When you allow emotions like anger, fear, or sadness to dominate, you can lose perspective and act impulsively. For example, responding in anger to a small disagreement might escalate the conflict, creating regret later. Similarly, letting fear prevent you from taking a chance may hold you back from growth. Buddhism teaches that emotions are fleeting, they come and go like waves on the shore. They are part of the mind but should not define you. Recognizing their temporary nature helps you observe emotions rather than being overwhelmed by them. Understanding emotions with mindfulness. Mindfulness is one of the most powerful tools for mastering your emotions. By being present and aware, you can identify what you're feeling without judgment. Instead of suppressing or ignoring emotions, mindfulness helps you understand their root cause and manage them calmly. For example, if you feel stress building up, pause and ask yourself, what triggered this? How am I responding? Rather than reacting impulsively, reflect on the emotion and decide the best way forward. This practice keeps you grounded and allows you to respond thoughtfully rather than react emotionally. Practical tips to master emotions. 1. Pause before reacting. When you feel a strong emotion arising, stop and take a deep breath. This short pause prevents impulsive reactions and gives you time to think. 2. Label your emotions. Name what you're feeling, whether it's anger, sadness, joy, or fear. Identifying the emotion helps you understand and address it. 3. Ask questions. Reflect on the source of the emotion. For example, why am I angry? Is this worth my energy? By questioning the emotion, you gain insight and clarity. 4. Let go of negative emotions. Recognize that holding on to anger or resentment hurts you more than anyone else. Release them to protect your peace. 5. Focus on the positive. Shift your perspective by practicing gratitude. Positive emotions like appreciation help balance negative feelings. Observing without judgment. It's important to note that mastering emotions doesn't mean suppressing them. Every emotion has a purpose, even difficult ones. Sadness may lead to healing, and anger can highlight boundaries that need protecting. Buddhism encourages you to accept emotions as they arise without labeling them as bad or wrong. By observing emotions without judgment, you can learn from them while remaining calm. This approach fosters emotional resilience and helps you move through challenges with grace. Mastering emotions is not about eliminating them, it's about understanding them and choosing how to respond. When you observe emotions mindfully, you gain freedom from impulsive reactions and unnecessary suffering. You can embrace the full spectrum of feelings while maintaining inner peace and clarity. Start practicing today, pause, reflect, and let your emotions guide you thoughtfully, not control you. Over time, you'll discover greater balance and confidence in handling life's challenges. Let your emotions enrich your journey, not dictate it. Lesson 6. Cultivating Gratitude. Gratitude is one of the most profound practices emphasized in Buddhism. It teaches us to shift our perspective from what's lacking in life to what we already have, fostering a sense of peace, contentment, and joy. When we practice gratitude, we train our minds to focus on the positive and reduce feelings of anger, frustration, or dissatisfaction. Gratitude transforms the way we experience the world and nurtures a more balanced, fulfilling outlook. Why gratitude matters. Buddhism recognizes that life is filled with impermanence and challenges. But instead of letting hardships overwhelm us, gratitude reminds us to appreciate the blessings, no matter how small, that remain. It's impossible to feel grateful and angry at the same time. Gratitude creates space for compassion and peace, allowing us to let go of negative emotions. Think about moments of frustration or disappointment. Perhaps you've experienced a delay, a failure, or a disagreement. Gratitude helps you reframe these situations, appreciating what you learned, what you still have, and even the opportunity to grow through adversity. Simple practices to cultivate gratitude. Gratitude doesn't need to be grand or complicated. You can start small and integrate it into your daily life with these steps. 1. Pause and reflect. Whenever you feel anger or frustration arising, pause for a moment. Ask yourself, what can I be thankful for in this situation? For example, in traffic, you might feel grateful for a safe vehicle or music to pass the time. 2. Start a gratitude journal. Each day, write down 3 things you're grateful for, big or small. Over time, you'll notice how this practice shifts your mindset. 3. Express your gratitude to others. Share your appreciation with people who have supported or helped you. Simple acts of gratitude strengthen relationships and spread positivity. 4. Focus on what you have, not what you lack. Instead of dwelling on what's missing, celebrate the abundance already present in your life, your health, family, opportunities, and simple moments of joy. Gratitude in difficult moments. Gratitude is most transformative when practiced during challenges. Buddhism teaches us that suffering often contains hidden lessons, and gratitude helps us uncover them. For example, if you've faced failure, gratitude allows you to focus on the insights gained, the resilience built, and the chance to start anew. Similarly, when dealing with loss, gratitude helps you cherish the time you had and the memories created. It doesn't erase pain but gives you strength to move forward with appreciation for life's fleeting beauty. The ripple effect of gratitude. The practice of gratitude doesn't just impact your own life, it creates a ripple effect that influences those around you. When you approach life with appreciation, you radiate positivity and inspire others to do the same. Expressing gratitude also deepens relationships, fosters kindness, and builds a supportive environment. Imagine thanking a coworker for their effort or expressing appreciation to a loved one for simply being present. These small acts of gratitude can shift someone's day and strengthen your bond with them. Cultivating gratitude is a powerful way to align your perspective with Buddhism's wisdom. It teaches us that peace isn't found in perfection, it's found in appreciating life's moments, imperfections, and lessons. As you practice gratitude daily, you'll discover a renewed sense of calm, optimism, and emotional resilience. Start today, pause, reflect, and find one thing you're grateful for. Let gratitude be your guide to inner peace and a more meaningful life. Lesson 7: Understanding Karma and Taking Responsibility. One of the most profound teachings in Buddhism is the concept of karma, which reminds us that every action we take, whether physical, verbal, or mental, has consequences. Karma is not about punishment or reward, rather, it is about cause and effect. Every action creates an energy that will eventually return to us, shaping our experiences and the world around us. By understanding karma, we learn to take responsibility for our actions, live ethically, and cultivate a life of integrity and harmony. What is karma? Karma is often misunderstood as something mystical or beyond our control, but in reality, it is simply the natural law of actions and their outcomes. Just as planting a seed will eventually yield a plant, the actions you take today will influence the experiences you encounter in the future. Positive actions lead to positive outcomes, while negative actions result in suffering. For example, kindness and generosity create an energy of goodwill, which tends to return to you in the form of support and positivity. On the other hand, actions rooted in anger or dishonesty often lead to mistrust and conflict. Karma teaches us that we have the power to shape our lives through the choices we make. Why taking responsibility matters. Understanding karma encourages us to take full responsibility for our behavior and its effects. Instead of blaming others or external circumstances, we recognize our role in creating our reality. When you take responsibility, you empower yourself to make better choices and break negative cycles. For instance, if you find yourself in a recurring conflict, karma invites you to reflect, am I contributing to this situation through my words or actions? By taking accountability, you can make conscious changes that lead to more positive outcomes. How to apply karma in everyday life. 1. Be mindful of your actions. Before speaking or acting, pause and ask yourself, will this bring harm or benefit? Mindful choices create good karma and reduce unnecessary conflict. 2. Practice compassion. Treat others with kindness, even when it's difficult. Your compassionate actions not only create positive energy but also inspire others to do the same. 3. Focus on intentions. Karma is not just about actions but also the intention behind them. Act with sincerity and integrity, and the outcomes will naturally align with your values. 4. Accept the present. If you're facing challenges, avoid falling into blame. Instead, view the situation as an opportunity to learn, grow, and create better karma moving forward. Karma and self-reflection. Karma also teaches us the importance of self-reflection. By examining our thoughts, habits, and patterns, we gain insight into how we've contributed to our current circumstances. This awareness empowers us to make conscious changes and align our actions with our goals and values. For example, if you notice a habit of reacting impulsively in stressful situations, reflecting on this pattern can help you cultivate patience and mindfulness moving forward. Every step you take towards self-improvement creates positive energy that benefits both yourself and those around you. Karma reminds us that life is not random, it's shaped by our actions, intentions, and choices. When we embrace this truth, we take control of our lives, living with responsibility, mindfulness, and compassion. By practicing kindness, making ethical decisions, and reflecting on our behaviors, we create a life of harmony and positive energy. Start today, pause before you act, choose kindness, and take accountability for your journey. Through understanding karma, you'll not only find inner peace but also create a ripple of positivity that touches the lives of others. Lesson 8. Practicing gratitude to shift perspective. Gratitude is one of the most transformative practices highlighted in Buddhism. It teaches us how to embrace life's challenges and shift our focus from frustration to appreciation. When we choose to practice gratitude, we train our minds to seek the positive instead of dwelling on the negative. This intentional shift not only fosters inner peace but also improves emotional resilience and relationships. Gratitude and anger cannot coexist. One of the most profound truths about gratitude is its power to neutralize negative emotions. Gratitude and anger cannot coexist in the same moment. When you pause to appreciate something, your mind naturally lets go of resentment and irritation. Imagine a situation where you're feeling overwhelmed by work. Instead of letting frustration consume you, pause and consider one thing you're thankful for. It could be a supportive coworker, the opportunity to learn something new, or simply having a stable job. This shift not only eases stress but also allows you to approach the situation with a clearer and calmer mindset. Finding gratitude in everyday moments. Gratitude doesn't have to be grand or reserved for special occasions, it can be practiced in the simplest moments of daily life. Buddhism encourages us to notice and appreciate the beauty of the present. For example, savoring the first sip of coffee in the morning. Feeling the warmth of the sun on your skin. Appreciating the kindness of a stranger. These small yet meaningful reflections help transform mundane moments into sources of joy and contentment. How to cultivate gratitude. Here are practical ways to integrate gratitude into your daily routine. 1. Pause in frustrating moments. Whenever you feel stressed, pause and ask yourself, what can I be thankful for right now? Even in difficult situations, you can often find silver linings. 2. Keep a gratitude journal. Write down 3 things you're grateful for each day. Over time, this practice trains your mind to naturally focus on the positive. 3. Express gratitude to others. Thank those who make your life brighter, whether it's through their support, kindness, or even small gestures. 4. Reflect on life's blessings. Take time to appreciate your health, loved ones, and opportunities. These often go unnoticed but are invaluable. Gratitude during challenges. While gratitude feels easy during good times, it becomes most transformative when practiced during hardships. Buddhism teaches us that difficulties can hold hidden lessons, and gratitude helps uncover them. For example, if you experience a setback, gratitude allows you to focus on what you've learned and how you've grown rather than fixating on the failure. Similarly, during periods of loss or grief, reflecting on meaningful memories and the time spent with loved ones can bring comfort and perspective. The ripple effect of gratitude. Gratitude doesn't only benefit you, it creates a positive ripple effect in your relationships and environment. When you express appreciation to others, it fosters connection, mutual respect, and kindness. A simple thank you can brighten someone's day, strengthen bonds, and inspire them to pass on that positivity. Practicing gratitude is a simple yet profound way to shift your perspective and align with the teachings of Buddhism. It encourages us to appreciate what we have rather than dwelling on what we lack. By incorporating gratitude into your daily life, you create a mindset that thrives in adversity and celebrates life's blessings. Start today, pause, reflect, and find one thing to be grateful for. Let gratitude be your guide to inner peace and a more fulfilling journey. Lesson 9. Letting go of anger and resentment. Anger and resentment are heavy emotions that weigh us down, blocking our ability to find peace and happiness. Buddhism teaches that holding on to these feelings is like grasping a burning coal. It harms you far more than anyone else. Letting go of anger and resentment doesn't mean condoning harm. It means freeing yourself from emotional pain and focusing on growth in the present moment. Why anger and resentment hurt you most? When you hold on to anger, you create a cycle of negativity that consumes your energy and disrupts your peace of mind. Resentment keeps you stuck in the past, constantly replaying what went wrong and fueling bitterness. Instead of finding resolution, you end up carrying the burden of unresolved emotions, which can impact your mental and even physical health. Buddhism reminds us that suffering often comes not from the event itself, but from our refusal to let go of its emotional grip. Anger ties you to the past, while letting go allows you to move forward into a more peaceful and fulfilling present. Letting go doesn't mean forgetting. A common misconception about letting go is that it means forgetting the harm done or excusing bad behavior. But letting go is not about erasing the past, it's about freeing yourself from being defined by it. You don't have to agree with or condone what happened. Instead, you choose to release the anger and resentment so they no longer control your emotions and decisions. Imagine a dispute with a friend that left you feeling hurt. Holding on to resentment keeps the conflict alive in your mind, blocking the chance for healing. By letting go, you don't erase the memory, but you free yourself from the negativity surrounding it, allowing space for forgiveness and growth. How to let go of anger and resentment. Letting go requires both conscious effort and patience, but with practice, it becomes a liberating and empowering habit. Here are some steps to help you. 1. Acknowledge your feelings. Don't suppress or deny your anger. Recognize and name the emotions you're feeling. This is the first step toward processing them. 2. Reframe your perspective. Ask yourself, what can I learn from this experience? Viewing challenges as lessons helps shift your focus from pain to growth. 3. Practice forgiveness. Forgiveness doesn't mean condoning, it's a choice to release the emotional hold of resentment. Forgiveness is for your healing, not theirs. 4. Focus on the present. Instead of replaying the past in your mind, ground yourself in the present moment. Mindfulness practices like deep breathing or meditation can help. 5. Seek support. Talk to someone you trust, such as a friend, mentor, or therapist. Sharing your feelings can provide clarity and emotional relief. Choosing peace over anger. When you release anger and resentment, you open the door to peace and emotional freedom. Buddhism teaches that life is impermanent, and holding on to anger only prolongs your suffering. By choosing to let go, you reclaim your energy and focus, redirecting it toward positive growth. Letting go of anger and resentment is not easy, but it's one of the most empowering steps you can take for your well-being. It's not about ignoring the pain, it's about freeing yourself from it. As you release these heavy emotions, you'll find space for healing, growth, and inner peace. Start today, acknowledge your feelings, practice forgiveness, and focus on the present. Through letting go, you create a life of balance and harmony, where peace reigns over negativity. Lesson 10. Understanding suffering to overcome it. Suffering is an inevitable part of life, but Buddhism teaches us that it doesn't have to define or control us. Through understanding the nature of suffering, we can learn to face it, transform it, and ultimately overcome it. Suffering is not just physical pain or hardship, it includes emotional struggles like dissatisfaction, fear, and longing. By recognizing its source, we gain the tools to rise above it and live with peace and clarity. What causes suffering? At its core, Buddhism identifies attachment and craving as the root causes of suffering. When we cling to people, possessions, or ideas about how life should be, we set ourselves up for disappointment. Life is impermanent, and resisting this truth creates frustration and pain. For example, think about moments when you felt unhappy because things didn't go your way, a missed opportunity, a broken relationship, or even losing something you value. The pain often comes from the resistance to change rather than the event itself. Buddhism teaches that by letting go of attachment, we free ourselves from much of life's dissatisfaction. The power of acceptance. Acceptance is a key step in overcoming suffering. Instead of resisting challenges or wishing circumstances were different, Buddhism encourages us to face reality with openness and compassion. Acceptance doesn't mean giving up, it means seeing situations as they are and responding calmly. For instance, if you're facing a setback, accepting it allows you to focus on solutions rather than dwelling on frustration. Acceptance helps you break free from the emotional spiral of, "Why me?" and move forward with strength. Transforming suffering into growth. Buddhism teaches that suffering often carries hidden lessons. By reflecting on your struggles, you can uncover opportunities for growth and self-improvement. For example, if you experience failure, ask yourself, what can I learn from this? How can I approach future challenges differently? Instead of letting suffering discourage you, view it as a stepping stone to greater resilience and wisdom. This mindset transforms pain into power and helps you navigate life with balance and clarity. Practical ways to overcome suffering. 1. Recognize your emotions. Don't suppress feelings of frustration or sadness. Acknowledge them, and let yourself process them naturally. 2. Let go of attachments. Identify areas where you're clinging too tightly, whether to possessions, expectations, or relationships, and practice releasing them. 3. Practice mindfulness. Stay present instead of dwelling on the past or worrying about the future. Mindfulness helps you approach suffering calmly and objectively. 4. Cultivate compassion. Be kind to yourself and others. Compassion softens the intensity of suffering and builds emotional resilience. 5. Focus on gratitude. Shift your perspective by appreciating the blessings in your life, even during hardships. Gratitude diminishes dissatisfaction and enhances inner peace. Suffering is a part of life, but it doesn't have to control you. By understanding its causes and practicing acceptance, mindfulness, and compassion, you can transform suffering into a source of growth and resilience. Remember, pain is temporary, and the lessons it carries can lead to profound transformation. Start today, face your challenges with courage, let go of resistance, and embrace the peace that comes from living with clarity and intention. Through understanding suffering, you'll discover a path to lasting inner freedom and harmony. Conclusion. In our journey through these lessons inspired by Buddhist teachings, we discover timeless wisdom that guides us toward inner peace and emotional freedom. Life, as Buddhism reminds us, is filled with challenges and changes, but it's how we respond that shapes our experience. From accepting impermanence to letting go of anger, cultivating gratitude, and mastering our emotions, each practice empowers us to live with clarity and resilience. These teachings encourage us to see suffering not as an enemy but as a teacher, an opportunity to grow, adapt, and deepen our connection with ourselves and others. By practicing mindfulness, detachment, and compassion, we reclaim our energy from negativity and redirect it toward growth, harmony, and understanding. It's not about achieving perfection or avoiding difficulties but finding balance and meaning even in imperfection. As you continue on your own path, remember that small steps can create profound changes. Embrace the present moment, release attachments that no longer serve you, and express gratitude for life's many gifts, big and small. These practices become the foundation for a life lived with authenticity and purpose. We hope these lessons inspire and empower you to cultivate inner peace and approach life's challenges with wisdom and compassion. If you found value in this journey, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to Life Lessons for more content that nurtures growth and understanding. Thank you for joining us, and may you find peace and strength as you continue to explore and apply these powerful teachings. Until next time, take care and cherish each moment.